Thank you very much for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about enhancements that have been made to the dashboard functionality within Acumatica, and these enhancements were added last month in the release of Acumatica version 2021 Release 1. Let's go ahead and take a look at our agenda. So there's a new type of tile that we can set. It's called a meter type. We'll show you how to do that. What's really nice is you can now copy a widget from one dashboard to another. We'll show you that. And then lastly, we're going to show you how to add a link to your dashboard. So let's get started with the meter type tile. Okay, here we are in Acumatica. We're in a dashboard called the Customer View. And I want to focus a little bit on this tile that says late orders. And as you can see, this is just a counter. We currently have 6 of them. But I'm going to push the design button in the upper right-hand corner, which allows us to edit this tile. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the options that we have here. First of all, we can control the color scheme for any value that is considered to be normal, any value that's in the warning area, and any value that's in the red area or the alarm level. So we're going to say any number up to 5 is normal, and we're going to say anything 10 and above is alarm level. So what we would have then is the tile would be green if the number of late orders was 5 or less, and it would be yellow if it's between 5 and 10, and it would be red if it's 10 or above. But that doesn't look very inviting. So if we scroll down, you can see our visualization type is scorecard, but we're going to change that to meter and then just finish that. And as you can see, it's now a meter. Now the number hasn't changed. There are 6 late orders here, but as you can see, we're now in the yellow range of this. So you get to control exactly where the meter lands for normal and alarm level and anything in between. So this is really nice. The next thing we're going to discuss is how to copy a widget from one dashboard to another. Obviously, this makes it easy if you have multiple dashboards and there's certain pieces of information that you want to include on different dashboards. Previously, you would have to create the widget individually on each of those dashboards. Here, you can just copy it from one to another. Here I am back in Acumatica. Now I'm looking at a different dashboard. This is the controller dashboard, and there's a widget on the controller dashboard that has a counter for the number of overdue customers. So what I want to do is I want to copy this tile or this widget from this dashboard to one of my other dashboards. So the first thing I'm going to do is push the design button, which opens up our control options here. And I'm going to press the copy button, deselect the design button. Now I'm going to go to the dashboard I want to add it to. In my example here, I'm going to do AR Clerk. And once again, I'm going to push the design button and scroll to the bottom. And there's an option to paste from clipboard. So that's just going to paste that widget right there and push the design button again to toggle it off. And now I have the same widget on the AR Clerk dashboard that I also had on the controller dashboard. So obviously you could copy these widgets across many or all of your dashboards. Again, the advantage here is not having to recreate them again and again and again. Lastly, we're going to talk about how to add a link to a dashboard. Once again, we're back in Acumatica. This time we're looking at the salesperson dashboard. And I've decided that I want to add a link here so that the salesperson can have a quick and easy access to creating new sales orders. So I'm going to push the design button and add a new widget. And when I add a new widget, I get the wizard. And I'm going to choose link as my new widget and just next. I'm going to choose an icon. I'm going to use the add circle. Then I'm going to select the form. So I'll just do a search for sales orders, select that form, and give it a description. I'll say new sales order and new sales order. Now notice I'm leaving the parameter field blank. We'll talk about that in a second. So let's just go ahead and finish this. Turn the design mode off. And as you can see, there's now a new widget for adding a new sales order. And I just click on that and it takes me directly to the form for creating a new sales order. But let's say that I want to create a new quote. So in this example, I'm going to add a parameter to this widget for adding a quote. But before I can add the parameter, I need to know what that parameter is. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go find what it is. So I'm going to open up my sales orders group. There's already a tile here for new quote. And I'm going to open up my edit menu option here, which gives me access to the editing of this tile. And I'm going to push the pencil icon and I'll see what the parameter is. And the parameter is order type equal QT and order number equal new. And I'm just going to copy that. So I hit Control C to copy it. Now I'm going to go back to my dashboard, go back into my design and edit this widget and just paste in that parameter I just copied. And since now this is actually going to be creating a new quote, I'll change the description and I'll change the caption as well. And we'll just finish that. Remove the design mode, and now it says new sales quote. We click on that, and as you can see, it still takes us to sales order entry, but the order type is now QT because of the parameter that we copied in there. So as a recap, there are some enhancements in Acumatica version 2021 R1 for dashboards, and we talked about the 3 primary enhancements. We can now set up a type of meter instead of having you just have a card that tells you a number and has a color. You can now see what the ranges are and the meter. You can also copy a widget from one dashboard to another, which will save you a tremendous amount of time if you're maintaining multiple dashboards and there are widgets that you want to have to be the same between those dashboards. And lastly, we showed you how to create a link on the dashboard to make it easy for the user to add new data. Please follow us on LinkedIn. You can also contact us at NIMS & Associates at erp@nimsassociates.com or that phone number that's listed there. Please subscribe so that you'll get the latest snapshots and our tips and tricks as we develop them. And we appreciate any feedback that you might want to give us. And lastly, thank you very much for your time.